What is the worst mistake that you've ever made? I don't know about you, but I've made some bad ones. Later on in this video, I'm going to tell you about one of them. And if you're tired of making the wrong decisions, I'm here to share with you my own decision-making method that will help you sharpen your ability to make informed and
Wait,
smart
wait,
decisions.
wait. Did you just say decision making?
I did.
I was catching a robber when I heard things that I had this. What is decision making?
Well, we're actually going to talk about that. This is my daughter, Lily, and she is a police officer today. I'm Steve Perry, and if you're like me, there's a lot of times when decision making can feel overwhelming, especially when you're faced with tough choices, like do we go catch the robber?
I know. I had to decide that if I had to go right or left. Hard because I don't know if the robber is this way or that.
That's very true. We want to always make sure we're making the right decisions, but we're not sure which one will give us the desired outcome. Oftentimes, it's hard to know what we should do, where to start. And that's why in this video, I'm going to show you how to navigate those tough situations by applying some of my time tested approaches for smart decision making. Thanks for hanging out with me, Lil. I'm going to take it from here.
Okay.
All right, first, let's talk about the complexity of decision making. Decision making can be a complex process. It's deeply intertwined with our emotions, experiences, and the maze of our brain's neural networks. It's not as simple as choosing between black or white, yes or no. There are gray areas, numerous factors to consider, and potential outcomes to weigh. Every decision we make, it shapes our lives, leading us down different paths, creating different futures. We're going to explore this complexity and how it impacts the choices that we make. Now, let's look at two key aspects of decision making: rational and intuitive decision making, and cognitive biases. So, first, rational versus intuitive decision making. This is a methodical step by step process where each step is meticulously analyzed before a decision is made. It's like playing chess. We consider all the possibilities before we make our move. And then, on the other hand, intuitive decision making that arises from an instinctive feeling rather than conscious reasoning. It's kind of like trusting your gut. Both approaches, they have their strengths and their weaknesses, and understanding when to use each of them can be a powerful tool in your decision-making toolkit. All right, the second component is our cognitive biases. You see, cognitive biases are systematic errors in our thinking that affect the decisions and judgments that we make. For example, confirmation bias leads us to favor information that confirms our existing beliefs. When we understand these biases, that's the first step towards mitigating their impact on our decision making process. Once we recognize these biases, we can make more objective, rational, and informed decisions. Stay tuned as we further explore these concepts. I'm going to give you practical tips to make better choices in life. All right, here's some steps for effective decision making. It involves a systematic approach that allows you to analyze different factors and arrive at the best possible choice. So let's delve into these steps. Number one, define the decision. The first step in decision-making process is to identify and define the decisions that need to be made. This involves understanding the problem at hand, its context, and the impact it has on your life. It's crucial to be clear about what you're deciding, why it's essential, and the result that you want to achieve. The second step is gather information. Next, gather all the relevant information about your decision. This could include data, facts, opinions, and personal experiences. This step is about becoming informed about the context of the decision, possible options, and their potential outcomes. The more information you have, the better equipped you'll be to make a sound decision. The third step is weigh pros and cons. Once you have all the information, it's time to evaluate the advantages and disadvantages of each option. Weighing out the pros and cons, it allows you to consider the potential impact of each choice, helping you to visualize the implications of your decision. The fourth step is considering your values and goals. So finally, consider your values, consider your goals. Every decision you make, it needs to align with your long-term objectives and personal values. This step ensures that the choices you make are not only rational, but they also resonate with your personal beliefs and aspirations. Remember, the best decisions are the ones that move you closer to your goals while staying true to your values. All right, this next section I want to talk about is making tough choices. The reason is tough choices, they often come with a lot more risk, greater rewards, and a wider array of outcomes. So I want to introduce you to two techniques to help you navigate these challenging situations: decision trees and the 10-10-10 rule. All right, first is the decision tree. This is a visual tool. It helps map out your decisions and their possible outcomes. allowing you to explore multiple possibilities and their effects. It starts with a single box at the top, which represents your potential decision. From this box, you're going to draw lines to each of the possible choices, which then branch out to further lines representing different values. This process continues until you've thoroughly explored all possible outcomes. By viewing your choices in a decision tree, you can make more informed decisions by anticipating potential challenges and outcomes. All right, the second thing I want to talk about is the 10-10-10 rule. So this rule, it's a simple yet powerful framework for making tough decisions. It asks you to consider the consequences of your decision in three different time frames. How you feel about it 10 minutes from now, 10 months from now, and 10 years from now. This perspective shift, it allows you to move beyond immediate reactiveness and short-term thinking and encouraging a more balanced view of the potential outcome. By projecting into the future, you can make choices today that you'll be satisfied with long into the future. As we continue to delve deeper into the art of decision making, remember, it's your engagement and feedback that really fuels this channel. So if you found this helpful, please hit the like button or share it with somebody. And as always, please subscribe so you'll get notified of all my upcoming videos. Moving on to section 5, let's talk about overcoming decision-making paralysis. At times, this process can seem daunting, leading to what's commonly known as decision paralysis. This is when we become so overwhelmed by all the options and potential outcomes that we find it hard to make a decision at all. But fear not, as there are effective strategies to overcome this paralysis and move forward. The first one is setting a time limit. So one useful approach is setting a time limit for your decision-making process. When you spend too much time deliberating, you can often end up going in circles, rehashing the same pros and cons without making any progress. By setting a specific deadline for your decision, you force yourself to cut through the noise and focus on the most essential factors. This practice can help prevent overanalysis and promote more decisive action. Number 2 is trusting your intuition. Another strategy involves trusting your intuition. While rational analysis is important, our gut feeling can also provide valuable insight. Intuition draws on our subconscious experiences and knowledge, making connections that our conscious mind just might overlook. Learning to trust this instinctive feeling, especially when all the rational analysis has been done, this can empower you to overcome decision paralysis and make confident choices. Remember, your intuition is a powerful ally in the art of decision making. Now, before I go on, I want to remind you, at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you a really bad decision I made that got me in hot water with my wife. All right, section 6, embracing uncertainty. Even after a thorough decision-making process, it's important to remember that uncertainty is an inherent part of life. No matter how much we analyze and anticipate, we can never predict the future with complete certainty. Embracing this uncertainty rather than fearing it is the key to make effective decisions in the face of ambiguity. So first is we have to accept the uncertainty. Accepting it's a natural part of the decision-making process and realizing it's impossible to have a full understanding of all the possible outcomes. The desire for complete certainty can lead to decision paralysis. Instead, recognizing that every decision carries a certain level of risk, and that's okay. Being comfortable with uncertainty allows you to make decisions with confidence, even when you don't have all the answers. The second thing is that we need to learn from every decision. You see, whether it's successful or not, every decision is an opportunity to learn. If the decision leads to a positive outcome, great, you made a good choice. If it doesn't, that's okay too. Instead of viewing it as a mistake, see it as a learning opportunity. Understanding why a decision didn't lead to the expected result can provide valuable insights, enhance your future decision-making skills, and sometimes be more valuable than making the right decision. The third step in embracing uncertainty is building resilience. Life is always going to throw unexpected challenges your way, but resilience allows you to bounce back and learn from these experiences. Instead of being overwhelmed by them, it enables you to adapt and grow in the face of adversity, making you better equipped to handle uncertainty in the future. Remember, great decision making isn't about avoiding risk or eliminating uncertainty. It's about navigating them effectively. Embrace uncertainty, learn from your experiences, build resilience. With these tools, you'll be well on your way to mastering the art of decision making and making better choices overall in your entire life. All right, in the last section, I talked about learning from decisions, but I want to dive a little bit deeper into that. It's essential that we understand every decision is a learning opportunity. It's a chance to grow, to discover more about ourselves and the world that we live in. So one thing to consider is reflecting on your decision. Your decision-making process, it shouldn't end once a choice is made. Take time to reflect on the decisions you've made and the outcomes they've led to. Was the outcome as expected? Did unforeseen consequences arrive? Reflecting on these questions can provide valuable insights into your decision-making process and highlight areas for improvement. The second thing you can do is seek feedback, especially from those who are affected by your decisions. Their perspectives can provide a new angle on how your decisions are perceived and their impact. This feedback, it can be instrumental in refining your decision-making abilities and understanding the broader implications of your choice overall. And finally, number three is to keep learning. Never stop learning. The world changes, and so should your decision making process. Keep up with new tools and techniques for decision making and stay open to new approaches. Remember, there's always room for improvement, no matter how experienced you are. Through reflection, feedback, and continuous learning, every decision you make becomes a stepping stone to a better decision making in the future. As we make better choices, we create positive ripple effects in our lives, and those around us are the ones that benefit from this. All right, before I share with you one of the bad decisions that I made in my life, I want to summarize what we talked about today. The art of decision making is a journey. It's filled with learning and growth. It involves setting a clear time limit to prevent decision paralysis, trusting your intuition as a valuable guide, and embracing the inherent uncertainty of life. Accept uncertainty as a natural part of decision making and see every choice, successful or not, as an opportunity to learn. Build resilience to navigate life's challenges and seek feedback to understand the broader implications of your decision. Lastly, remain open to new tools, techniques, and approaches that could enhance your decision making process. Remember, making better choices and thus improving your decision making skills is not an innate talent, but a skill that can be developed with practice. Keep reflecting, keep learning, keep growing. Your journey to making better decisions, it's a continuous one, but every step you take, creating a more positive and fulfilling life for yourself and those around you. So, you want to hear about the bad decision I made? A few years ago, my wife casually mentioned how much she loved having fresh flowers in our house. Wanting to make her happy, I immediately set up a subscription for flower delivery to our home, thinking I was being the ultimate efficient and thoughtful husband. To my surprise, my decision backfired. My wife didn't even appreciate the gesture and pointed out that the value of the flowers was not in their physical presence, but in the thought and effort behind them. My attempt for efficiency had inadvertently translated into a lack of personal effort, costing me both time, money, and most importantly, damaging my credibility with my wife. I had misunderstood the core essence of her desire. It wasn't about the flowers per se, but about the thoughtfulness and the effort behind the act. The irony? Now, each time I think about flowers, I personally go to the florist and carefully choose a bouquet for her. As I mentioned, when we make mistakes in our decisions, we can learn from them. My learning was that efficiency is not always the best solution, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Sometimes taking the time to do the thing personally is more meaningful and appreciated. I'll do better next time. Before we wrap this video up, if you found value in it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments section. Your feedback helps us create content that best serves you. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on more content like this. Also, as always, please feel free to share this video with people you believe could benefit from it. Have an incredible day.